Imagine sun shining, pink clouds in the sky, and everything is right. Imagine stars lighting up the night, and a shooting star so vibrant you have to make a wish. Nothing's ever in your way, scoring every shot you make. No, you've never heard of pain, because you're just high on life. Every day is Saturday. Life is sweet as birthday cake. Why can't it just stay this way? Like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven.
Hey y'all, how are y'all doing this afternoon, this evening for me? I had a long week at work, y'all. I had 6-day stretch, and we were actually in the hurricane. So I have had just a long week. So it's time for our September wrap up, and that's what I'm here to give you guys today, my September wrap up. Did I stick to my TBR? Nah. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's about 8 books that I did not read. I think that was on my TBR. I mood read so much, y'all, till like sometimes I can't even keep it straight. But today I'm going to give you guys my September TBR, let y'all know what books I read and how I felt about those books. And I feel like I read some really good books, y'all. I am going to give you guys a book review on like the few books that I really enjoy, and I want to be able to talk about them a little more. So I will give you guys a separate book review on those. And just to update you guys on what is going on in Yolandas Books world, I have my first book signing that I am going to. Before the book signing, you probably will see this video, but I will actually come on and try to get a few little spurts of this book signing and book luncheon and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some of this book signing that I am officially a part of. And I am so excited. Like, this is my first book signing, and I hope it won't be my last. Well, I would not let it be my last. So I'm very excited about that. That is pretty much all I have going on for this week. So that is just very exciting for me in itself. And I finally got some of my stuff together. So I will be making like my own book journal. I got my printer working, all the things, y'all. So I will actually be making my own book journal like I see a lot of you guys making on your channels. I am very excited about that. My book room is coming together. I'm not going to show you guys quite yet of that book room because it's not exactly the way I want it to be. So once I get it completely done, I will be recording videos in there, also along with out here where I first began. So very excited about that, y'all. Y'all have no idea. But we're here every Wednesday and Sunday, y'all, and we like to talk about books, and we like to do bookish things. We like to go bookish places. So today, let's get into this September TBR, because yes, y'all, September is already over. Isn't it wild? It is so wild that September is almost over. It seemed like I just put out my September TBR and it's already over. Y'all, this year is just flying by. I mean, like, slow down. But anyway, y'all, let's get straight into this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you like to see bookish things, do bookish things, and talk about bookish things with Yolandas Books, just subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button. And I will be on every Wednesday and Sunday if life permits, but mostly every Wednesday and Sunday, preferably around 9-10 o'clock. So guys, I am tired, but I want to talk to you guys, so let's get straight into this video. So September TBR. On my September TBR, I read the volume 4 of the Heartstoppers, and I fell deeper and deeper in love with Alice Oseman's writing. This one was very down deep into Nick and Charlie's relationship. I want to say this is the one where Nick actually gets Charlie to talk to his family about his disorder and like what he's going through, and they just go from there. And the love that Nick has for Charlie is just so cute. Charlie in this book, his character, the way he's drawn, like, it is so pretty, y'all, and it is just so cute. And I think this is the one where they actually tell each other those 3 words, like, I love you. So, and I think Charlie was kind of scared to do that because he didn't know if Nick felt the same way or if Nick wanted to father their relationship than what they were actually doing. But Charlie was very happy that Nick, you know, was there for him and actually got him to realize that, yes, you have an eating disorder and like you need help, and that I will be there for you when you tell your family. So very cutesy book. I really did enjoy this one. I got the volume 5. Reading it now. I don't want to end it because I don't know when volume 6 is going to come out. So enjoyed that book. Always enjoyed the Heartstopper by Alice Boseman. I did read the second book in the Boys of Tummen series by Chloe Walsh. It is Keeping 13. I tandem read this book. I pretty much think I listened to it more than I actually like picked up the book and read it. But Johnny and Ruby, not Ruby, Johnny and, is her name Shannon, y'all? Shannon Lynch. I think that's her name. They actually started to blossom in this book as a couple, I'm thinking, if I'm remembering correctly. I really am not that into the Boys of Tummen series. The first 2 books were okay. I'm hoping that as I get down deeper in the story and the books that it gets a whole lot better. But this book 2 wasn't too bad. I love the way Johnny and Shannon came out to each other. I love the way her brother, you know, just really made sure that she knew that he was absolutely behind her, by her side with whatever they were going through with her parents. And it was a cutesy book, but it didn't really take me there. It really didn't make me feel any type of way like, hey, I want to continue reading the Boys of Tummen series. But I have the whole series, so I will continue to read the series. So that was Chloe Walsh, Keeping 13, the Boys of Tummen series. My second S.A. Crosby book, y'all, All the Sinners Bleed. I loved this book. This book was a page turner for me. I did not want to put it down. I think I read it in one sitting. If it wasn't one sitting, I read it in 2 or 3 days. Y'all, this book was so bomb. It was very emotional for me because of just what was happening in the book. Titus, I really did enjoy his character in this book. I feel like he really had himself put together, and he had a lot going on in his life, as well as being a sheriff of that town. This book was emotional for me. It was kind of sad for me as well because of, you know, in the very beginning, what happened in the beginning with the shooting and everything. But all over, y'all, this book was just so good. I love the storyline in this book. I love the characters in this book. I tandem read this one as well, and I actually loved it, y'all. Loved it. I do not have another S.A. Crosby book, but I am going to get me one. I don't know which one it is, Black Top or something like that, but I am loving a S.A. Crosby book, y'all. It is a page turner. It's a 5-star read. Like, you cannot go wrong if you read an S.A. Crosby book. At least that's how I feel so far with the 2 books that I have read from him. Frida McFadden, The Locked Door. I did like this book. It wasn't the best book that I have read from her series. This book is just pretty much about a girl who was, let me think now. Okay, so this book was just pretty much about what was her name? Nora. She was the daughter of somebody who killed people. And as she grew up, she became in the medical field, if I'm not mistaken, and she just did not want to be known as, what is his name? Nora's father. She didn't want to be known as his daughter because of all the things that he did down in their basement. So she did not want that publicity. She did not want that feedback. She did not want to be known as his daughter. So she's working in her field, this, that, and the other. She becomes very protective over a secretary, I think it was. And then all of a sudden things started happening in the manner of like what her father did. So she ends up finding out who it was, and that was just so mind-blowing. I was so shocked when I found out who it was that was actually mimicking her father's killings and making it seem like it was Nora who was doing the killings. And it was bad for her because, like, I think the detectives and everything, they actually knew who she was. So it was, oh my God, y'all. I said in the beginning that it wasn't the best book that I read by Frida McFadden. But as I think about the book and see the vision of when I read this book was actually pretty good. So, Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I read another Tiffany D. Jackson book. It's called Allegedly. I enjoyed this book. It was different. The girl who was actually accused of killing the kid, her mom, I was so pissed off with her mom. But then as I continued to read the book, I kind of seen that, like, the mom, I think the mom had problems mentally of her own. But in the very beginning, before like I really actually realized that or whatever, I was very upset with the mom. Like, how would you want your child to fall for something that they did not do as a little kid? Like, that was just so jacked up to me, so selfish. She was just not a loving mom to me. And the Mary, she was, you know, in the system. She was convicted of killing a little small child. And then she knew she was better than what she was actually accepting. So that is when she wanted to, like, be normal, clear her name, all the above. So pretty cutesy book. It kept my attention. I enjoyed the storyline. And I can say it was a pretty good book. So Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. Alright, y'all, let's continue. I have a whole nother stack here. But I don't think a lot of these were on my TBR, but I did read them. So let's talk about them. I read in a historical fiction. This one was in the 1939. It's called The Zookeeper's Wife by Diane Arksman. It's a war story. I thought this book was nice. Do I remember that much about this book? No, I did not. I am actually into historical fiction, but this historical fiction just, I don't know, it just wasn't my line of historical fiction. I read it, I mainly listened to it on audio. It was okay, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, I cannot even really tell you guys what this book is about, so I'll read the back of it for you. It says 1939, the Germans have invaded Portland. The keepers of the Warsaw Zoo, Jan and Antonia, survived the bombardment of the city, only to see the occupants ruthlessly kill many of their animals. The Nazis then carry off the prize specimens to Berlin for their program to create the purest breed, much as they saw themselves as the purest human breed. Opposed to all the Nazi represent, the Zemaniks risked their lives by hiding Jews in the now empty animal cage, saving as many as 300 people from extermination. Acclaiming best-selling author Diana Arxman, fascinated by the courage of Nina, incredible sensitivity to all beings, tells a moving and dramatic story of the power of empathy and the strength of love. So guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. If y'all have read this book, tell me down in the comments what y'all think about this book. It is a historical fiction to my understanding, but it just wasn't my type of historical fiction. I'm really thinking about giving this book another try. So hopefully I will be able to enjoy it better, tell you a little bit more about how I feel about this book. But for the first reading of this book, it just really didn't do anything for Yolandas Books. So I've read 2 books from the Selection series. The first one is The Selections by Kiera Cass, and then the second one is The Elite by the same author, of course. I don't know about these books, y'all. I think I rated them on Goodreads, but they just was not that good to me. They were okay. Just a storyline that we always read, Princess Prince, and this one right here was pretty much about selection. You know, it was kind of reminding me of, like, what is the name of that show? I don't forgot the name of the show, but it's like when there's a number of girls trying to win the heart of one guy, and so the number of girls trying to win the heart of one prince. And then this one, y'all, I really cannot even tell you guys what this one was about, because this one did not interest me at all. I listened to it, but I can't tell you guys what this is about. So the second one says, now the group narrowed down to 6 elite. The competition to win Prince Maxon's heart is fiercer than ever. America is still struggling to decide where her heart truly lies. And this is America. It is with Maxon, who could make her life a fairy tale, or with her first love, Aspen. America is desperate for more time, but the rest of the elite know exactly what they want, and America's chance to choose is about to slip away. So I'm guessing, like, I really kind of need to read the third book. Now that I read the back of this book, I do kind of remember how America, like, didn't want to make a decision on if she likes Maxton, but the numbers of the people that were there is dwindling down. She did have a relationship with this guy named Aspen, and she just need to make a decision before the time runs out. So hopefully the last book will wrap this up, because I remember this one right here actually leaves you on like a cliffhanger. So hopefully I can get to the third book and I can just wrap this little series right on. Moving right along, guys, I read this book, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by this author. Y'all, I did not like this book. I tandem read this book as well. I cannot tell you anything about this book. All I know is it's like time travel, and you can't change the past, but when you go back, you have to make sure you drink the coffee before it gets cold, or you will end up staying there, to my understanding. Not my cup of tea. I wanted to read this one before I got the second one. I did not like this book, so I will not get the second one to that series. We read Black Cake by Charmaine Wickerson. It was okay, guys. This book really didn't do anything for me either. maybe I will read this book again, but I did not really enjoy the storyline in this book. I did not enjoy the dialogue in this book. Like, I don't know if it was during a time of when I just didn't feel like reading. I don't know, but I did not really enjoy this book. It says, in the past day, California, Eleanor Bennett death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her two children, Brian and Benny, a traditional Caribbean black cake made from a family's recipe with a long history. And a voice recording in her message, Eleanor shares a story about a headstrong swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. The heartbreaking tale, Eleanor unfolds the secrets she still holds back and the mystery of a long lost child challenge everything the siblings thought they knew about their identities and themselves. Maybe I should give this book another try. Drop down in the comments, let me know. Should I give this book another try? I just cannot remember anything about this book. So let me know before I give it away. Do I need to give this book another try because it's actually worth it? And maybe I'll be in a different headspace when I actually read it again. So let me know. Okay, we read the second book to the apprentice. To the assistant of the villain. We read The Apprentice to the Villain. This was a cute fantasy book. I did enjoy this book. I thought that Evie and the villain was actually going to have like a romantic relationship, but they did not. But overall, it was really a cute book. It kept me laughing. It kept me wondering. I did want to see what happened next. And when I did not see like a romantic relationship revolving around Evie and the villain, I was like, dang, when I finish this book, it's gonna leave me on a cliffhanger, and I wonder if they have a third book. But it did not. It was enjoyable. I'm not a big fantasy girl, but I did enjoy Apprentice to the Villain, and I did enjoy Assistant to the Villain as well. The House of Eve by Sanaquia Johnson. And it says this author is the author of Yellow Wife. I have not heard of that book. If y'all have heard of that book, if y'all have read that book, let me know how y'all think about that book, what y'all feel about that book, Yellow Wife. I want to say I heard Shaughnessy say something about she was reading Yellow Wife or someone. But I enjoyed this book so much. I love the storyline in this book. I love the characters in this book. This book it left me feeling humble. It left me feeling encouraged. And it left me feeling like you can do whatever you want to do regardless of what comes in your way. The House of Eve. I want to say this is a historical fiction book as well, y'all. It is written in the 1950s of Philadelphia. And this 15-year-old Ruby, and then y'all, this book was so good. I enjoyed this book. I will read this book again. I was so ecstatic when I did find out that this was a historical fiction, because I was like, I don't like historical fictions. This is a historical fiction book, and I loved it. I promise you, you will love this book. Give it a try and let me know down in the comments if you've read it, what you think. Or once you read it, give me a shout out and let me know how you feel about this book. But it is pretty much about Eleanor and Ruby. It was in the 1950s, y'all. They went to Harvard University. Like, they just wanted to be able to make it in the life of the century, the era that they were actually in. A lot of things happened in this book that I felt a little uneasy about, but they made it through, and they were in a bit, y'all. This was a good book. I really did enjoy this book. So the House of Eve, try it out, y'all. This one is a series. It's called American Royals. I want to say this is this is the first book to this series. Oh no, I think this is the second book to this series. I think Your Majesty is the first book, if I'm not mistaken. But another YA book, romance, princess, prince. I'm just really not into these type of books anymore, but I have them and I want to read them just in case if I really like fall in love with them. But not my cup of tea anymore. Like, it's just too dainty for me. And it says the Washingtons, that's right, descendant of George, have been on the American throne for 2.5 centuries. They're the most famous family in the world, but behind the glittering ballrooms and perfect public persona are romances and scandal secrets that could cost them their throne. So just another princess prince book, romance. You know, these books are just not my type of genre anymore. So I can't say I did or did not enjoy this book. I think I rated it on Goodreads. So if you go to Reading with Yolandas Books, you'll see what I rated it. It was okay. It was okay. Like I said, my genre is changing. So I don't know. Those books just are not doing it for me anymore. But I still do love a cute romance, rom-com, young adult books. But I'm just not gravitating to like the ones that are very, very dainty. And the ones that kind of like deal with princess and prince. Like that era is just over for me. I just don't like it anymore. So last but not least, y'all. Last but definitely not least is Haunting Adeline by H.T. Carlton. I'm going to give y'all a close-up look on her. Look at this book. The pages in this book are so beautiful. The beginning of each chapter, y'all, is stunning. And the audio to this book was out of this world. I finally found this book at Walmart. I think it was like $15. I wanted to get it from like BAM or Books A Million, but I did not want to pay 20-something dollars for a paperback book. When I found this book at Walmart and it was $14.98, I grabbed it and I held on to it so tight because I knew that I was going to read this book. Y'all, 5-star read. Haunting Adeline by H.T. Carlton is such a great dark romance book. I loved it. Oh my God, y'all, this book was so good. This book is spicy. This book is a page turner. This book is all the above. I felt, what did I feel? I felt, oh my God, y'all. This book just brought out so many emotions for me. Happy, sad, I was intrigued. I was wondering what's gonna happen next. I was wondering who the guy was. I love the way he called her like little mouse and this, that, and the other. And I loved the attitude that, what was her name, y'all? I just love the attitude that she had. It was just like, she was not afraid of anything. She was not afraid of him. I did not like at first the way she talked to her mom, but then as the storyline went on, you know, we kind of figured out why Addie was like that with her mom. She lived in her grandmother's old house. Things happened in that house. She was uncovering it, but at the same time, the other person was watching her, was intrigued by her. Y'all, oh my God, y'all, this book will forever stay on my shelf. I will read this book again in a heartbeat. It is so good. I have Haunting Adeline. I didn't hear so many good things about that book the way I hear about this book, but I'm very excited to read that one as well. I actually have that one on shelf too. A co-worker of mine, Melissa, she actually finished Haunting Adeline and she said it was good. She said it was a little bit hard to get into at first, but she said she ended up loving the book. And I was like, let me know, please. Is it leaving you on a cliffhanger? Because I would like to know if there's going to be a third book to this series, the Cat and Mouse duet. But she said did not leave her on a cliffhanger. So I'm very excited to be able to read Hunting Adeline because I have it on my shelf. So y'all, if y'all have not read this book, I don't know if y'all like dark romance or not. I don't know if y'all want to try a dark romance book, but if you do, try this one. Try this book, y'all. This book is so good. And if you can, tandem read it because you will enjoy it all the better. I promise you. That's a promise from Yolandas Books. Alright guys, so that is it. That is all the books that I read in the month of September. And as I'm looking at my little bookshelf here, I want to say that this one, it has to be like the first book in that series of the American Royals, because here is the second book, I want to believe. So I want to say this one right here is actually the first book in that series. So I will be getting through that series. I'm gonna try to fly through that series, y'all, because it is just not my thing. So, and I feel like I'm getting stuffy, y'all. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm getting stuffy, and it's like sometimes I just get that way, but very rarely. I used to get like that all the time, but very rarely. But I just feel and sound a little stuffy today. But guys, that is all the books that I read in the month of September. Some of them was on my TBR, some of them was not. Like I said, I think I got like another 8 or 9 books that I did not read that was on my TBR. But guys, I cannot help it. I have to, even though I shop, I have to know, like, okay, Yolanda, you're shopping and you have more books, but put those books on your bookshelf and make sure that you read the books that's on your TBR card. I gotta get that in my mind. I gotta get that in my head, and I gotta start doing it because I'm not doing it, guys. I'm not doing it, and I want to read all the books that I have on my TBR. Have I put out my... I'm pretty sure I put out my October TBR already. With it being the end of September. Y'all, sometimes this stuff just runs together. But let me look. Did I put out my October TBR already, y'all? And then, like, this stuff just don't want to work. Whew. How have y'all been through the storm? Like, are y'all okay? Do y'all have a lot of damage? Do y'all still have lights? How long have y'all been out of lights? Like, what have y'all been doing if y'all have been out of lights? Like, have y'all been reading? And what have you been reading? Yeah, I've already put out my October TBR. And I'm not quite sure what I had on there. I don't know if it's on my shelf or not. But, hold on, guys. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, I have put out my October TBR, which I thought I had anyway, but hopefully I will get to the books that's on my October TBR. I don't think they were that long, so hopefully I'll be able to get to those books. And guys, look forward to a fall TBR. I don't think I put out a fall TBR. I think I put out fall recommendations. But I have a few books that I want to read. No, it won't be a fall TBR. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but it's gonna be more of like fantasy books and thriller books. That's what I feel like I want to read for the month of October as well, because I feel like that is just the time for that. To get some fantasy books out the way, to be amazed, and to get some thriller books out the way, and, you know, help somebody solve a mystery. However, be spooked, be scared, all of the above. So look forward to that TBR. You know, it's gonna be like the books that I'm gonna read in the spooky season, some along those lines. But guys, thank you so much for being a Yolandas Books subscriber. I love each and every last one of y'all. Without you guys, things will not be the way they are now, and I just appreciate you guys so much. I was looking at my numbers, and it looks like my numbers have went down from like 767 to 763, and it's okay. It's fine. You know, things like that happen. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but it's okay. We're still 763 subscribers strong. And guys, always look at my community tab, because I will, or most of the time I like to try to post when I will go live, and we can have fun going live. So I enjoy you guys. I love you guys. I thank you so much for your support. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rocking. Give me your book recommendations. Tell me what you feel about books. All the above, y'all. We gotta go book shopping. Have not been book shopping. Feel like in a minute, but I know we have. Gotta get to those free little libraries. Give those books away. All the things, y'all. So I will see y'all in my next video. Love you guys, and bye.